Nation, what's good? I just like to give a special thanks to all y'all, especially the fan base. The fan base is wild, man, and I really love the way you guys welcome me with open arms. Also, man, I'd like to thank Coach Sam Pittman and Coach Ryan Rhodes and Coach Barry Odom, for extending me this opportunity to further my academic and athletic career at the University of Arkansas, man. Most importantly, man, I like to thank God, man. Without God, I wouldn't have this opportunity. I wouldn't have the athletic ability, academic ability. I wouldn't have anything, man. So, I keep him first, and that's where my all-time praise go to, and all my thanks go to. Go Hogs.
All right, let's welcome it in, Christopher Paul Jr., Crisp County High School in Cordell, Georgia. Now, Christopher, I was texting Richard Davenport, who you've come to know the last year or so, and I was asking, hey, man, who do we need to talk to? What recruit in this class should we speak to here on the Morning Rush? And, man, he brought up you, so appreciate you making some time for us here on the Morning Rush.
Oh, no doubt, man. I really appreciate y'all for taking your time out to reach out to me to get me on the show.
So, Chris, when it comes to, we got Christmas coming up. It's next Friday, 7-8 days away. You just had your early signing day. What were you more excited for, man? Yesterday, because you were the first one to send in his national letter of intent, but you got Christmas coming up, man. You got to go back and forth. Which one are you most excited for?
Man, I was most excited for the signing day, man. Yesterday felt like Christmas to me. Man, after I signed those papers, man, I felt a whole rush of excitement and just, flattering is just the eagerness to get there, man. So that was the best day to me.
So you mentioned just the excitement. It's not only you, but a lot of your guys, a lot of your future teammates in this class are really ecstatic to get to campus. Chris, have you been talking with some of them, just kind of when y'all are getting to campus in the spring or the fall, what you guys are trying to build at Arkansas? Have you been talking to some of your future teammates?
Yes, sir, I have. We've been talking via text and sometimes on FaceTime and things like that. And we've been talking to each other since about a couple months ago. We all just started a little group chat together, and we can, like I told Mr. Davenport, we can just call each other brothers, man, because we've gotten so close with each other, and the way that, we've been communicating, we are so pumped to see each other and ready to meet each other in January.
We're talking with Christopher Paul Jr., Crisp County High School in Cordell, Georgia, 3-star linebacker that is the newest Arkansas Razorback as of yesterday. Chris, some of the recruits have been to Fayetteville, some haven't. I'm kind of wondering, in your experience, have you been to campus yet?
No, sir, I have not been to campus yet.
So, to go off that note, Chris, with Sam Pittman FaceTiming, with Ryan Rhodes, the different coaches you've spoken to, I'm sure you've gotten kind of a tour of the facilities. What's this process been like for you, man, since you've had to do a lot of it virtually?
With me having to do it virtually, I really couldn't get the enjoyment of really actually seeing the campus, But, like I told like everyone else, the relationship that I had with Coach Pittman, Coach Rhodes, Coach Odom, and Coach Brock, basically the whole staff, man, it was really a no-brainer for me. I met these coaches at different schools. I really built these bonds with these coaches at different schools. So it's like God put them all in one school just for me. And once they extended me that scholarship opportunity, I took it head first.
I was looking, you've not been to Fayetteville. None of us have been to Cordell, Georgia. So I was kind of looking that up. It's not just right outside of Atlanta. It's on I-75, town of 12,000 people from what I'm finding here. What's life been like growing up in a town that size, south of Atlanta, near Columbus, Georgia? Tell us what it's been like developing football and, just the person you've become there in Cordell.
Yeah, man, Cordell is a football town, man. So with me playing football, it's been really exciting for me, I have a great community that stands behind us every step of the way, through the wins and through the losses, they've been there with us, man. And, today it's a town full of great people, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
I was reading here, it says here, is this true that Cordell is the watermelon capital of the world?
Yes, sir.
Because I think I think Hope Arkansas claim that as well. I got to look this up, but
sounds
I'm going to tell you, are you a watermelon guy? Do you enjoy that too in the summer? That's a big deal.
I love watermelon.
It's a big deal here. I'm going to tell you, we got a couple places here. Hope, Arkansas, and Cave City. So, Chris, I'm going to tell you, you won't be missing out on good homegrown watermelons when you get here, because we love us some good watermelons here in Arkansas too. We got some good ones here for you, buddy.
Oh, I'm gonna eat good then.
Yeah, you are.
I love watermelon.
There's always been in the past a day at camp in August where they bring them up from Cave City for the players. I'm sure Coach Pittman will continue that, where they do that. So you won't be, you'll still have that taste of home here as well.
Yeah, my brother, Chris, used to sell those back in the day, and when I was doing landscaping, he would bring, and we'd stick it in our water cooler, and I'm telling you, it's going to be fantastic.
You'll have to tell us somewhere down the road which ones are better, Cordell or the ones in Arkansas.
We're talking with Christopher Paul this morning, incoming linebacker in the 2021 Arkansas recruiting class out of Cordell, Georgia. Now, you mentioned, Chris, your relationship with Sam Pittman, Barry Odom, Ryan Rhodes. You said it was a no-brainer because of that. When did your relationship start with Coach Pittman? I know he was coaching in Athens, coaching in Georgia. How long have you had a relationship with Coach Pittman?
Actually, man, I've had a relationship with Coach Pittman since my sophomore year. You know, he was recruiting me at the University of Georgia, and me and him kind of built a bond with each other then and there, man. And, you know, ever since then, we've been real, real close, you know, kept in contact with each other and everything. So when I found out that he went to Arkansas, and I found out that he brought some of the other coaches in with him as well, man, I was just praying for the opportunity, man. Once he finally extended me the opportunity, like I said, I took it head first. It was a no-brainer for me. It was the place that I wanted to be, because I always told Coach Pittman and Coach Fountain, because, you know, they used to be at Georgia together.
Mm-hmm.
I told them both, I said, no matter what program y'all at, I want to play for a loving and caring program that y'all are at, because y'all really love your players and you really mean what you say.
You bring up them being in Athens, being in Georgia. Chris, when you get here, one of the first games you'll play next year, Georgia's on the schedule, if I remember that correctly. Are they not?
I don't think we've laid eyes on it.
I think if I remember correctly, in 2021, Georgia's on the schedule, so you'll get an opportunity to potentially play some of the guys you played at in high school. But I think you bring up something that we want to talk about this morning with you, Chris, is the relationships aspect, the relationships part that you brought up with Sam Pittman. What about Sam Pittman? What makes you feel at home? What makes you feel that he's just like another father figure or just the family? What specifically about Sam Pittman drew you to him?
Just the kindness that he brings, man. He's just a real kind guy. And, you know, everybody likes a kind person. Everybody likes a person that's gonna sacrifice anything for you. And that's the type of guy that I see in Coach Sam Pittman. You know, he's just the type of guy, you know, that'll take time out of his day just to call you and tell you that he just wanted to hear your voice, man. That means a lot, man. He's the type of guy that's going to, you know, call you just to make sure you're okay. If you need anything, hit him up. That's the type of guy that I want to play for. That's the type of coach that I want to play for. And once he gets serious and he really puts his foot down, he means what he said, but he still loves you at the same time. Yeah. That's what really drew me to him. That's the type of guy that he are. He's a real kind guy. He'll do anything for you.
Christopher Paul with his 2021 signee with the University of Arkansas. Chris, we hadn't had a chance to talk to someone yet, so I really want to hear your perspective on how this coaching staff presented the university, Fayetteville, Northwest Arkansas, and had to do it, I assume, remotely through web presentations, Zoom. What was that like? How did this staff present the school, the campus, the program, the community? What were those presentations like when you couldn't come on campus? What was that process like for you?
Nah, man, it felt all the same to me. Me being on those Zoom calls made me feel like I was there in person, man. You know, they took me around the campus on the Zoom calls. They showed me, Coach Ryan Rose showed me a little bit of the little campus tour I had one time. One of the recruiters, he showed me around the city on Zoom call. So, you know, it felt all the same. The only thing I was wishing that I was there in person, man. But, you know, I get there soon and I really be able to see it in person in about 2 weeks, man, and I'm pumped about it.
So clearly they went the extra mile to have videos and pictures. And what were those presentations like? Because none of us have gotten to see them, so I'm really interested to get a peek behind the curtain as to what this staff has done to make sure that they gave you all the knowledge you needed to make the best decision.
They were awesome, man. And if you really could see one of those videos, you'll be fascinated. Man, they were really, really awesome. Like the person that made those videos really took their time out and like really made a great video, because it's just like it made you feel like you were there. It made you feel like you were sitting in Fayetteville, Arkansas, while they were making that video, like you were sitting right beside them. And it was just a perfect video, and that's what kind of made me feel like, you know, that was kind of another thing that made me really draw me to Arkansas. Just the city, man. Just to seeing them people. Just seeing the people.
Yeah.
You know, those people are diehard Hog fans, just like my people down here are diehard Cougar fans. You know, they are behind Arkansas, win or lose or draw, man. And that's another thing. Just seeing them on those videos, everybody walking around with the Hog gear on, him showing me the campus, and everybody got on either red, white, or something Hog related on, man. That was another thing that really drew me there.
Yeah.
Chris, you kind of labeled out and kind of explained what a lot of Arkansas kids know, and then what the incoming kids that like yourself find out is, I mean, Chris, you being in Georgia, Falcons, you think about the Hawks, Bulldogs, the Yellow Jackets. I mean, you got a lot of competing entities, competing schools and NFL franchises and all that. Man, it's just Arkansas. It's just Razorbacks, and it seems like that you've really taken to that, talking about the fan base and how much support is behind this football program.
You know, and that's how I like it. You know, most people want to go where all the pro teams at. No, I want to go to where the college team is a pro team, you know, because that means we carry the city with us. You know, with us being the pro team, I guess you could say the pro team, you'll have more fans that support you, because if you got a pro team, you know, most people going to be like, I don't want to go to the college game, I'm going to wait to the NFL game. Nah, people going to want to come see us play, because we are the entertainment. We are the show. So the more people come, the more, you know, fans that we can make happy, the more fans that we can satisfy, the more fans that we could probably draw in.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I really like it. That's how I want it to be.
Yeah. Chris, I'm just looking at the map of where you grew up, and it's almost like the cradle of college football in the South. I mean, you're not very far from Auburn with where you're at. You're not far from Tallahassee, not far from Athens. I mean, I'm sure you're surrounded by college fans of every program, and I'm sure you had a lot of people when you went to the Walmart or you went to wherever you were at. Were kind of tugging at you to go to different directions. What's that process been like? Because you're kind of in the cradle of college football there in Cordell.
Oh, man, that was crazy, man. You know, and you said it correctly. You know, I had a whole lot of, you know, teachers and people that went to Florida State, Auburn, Florida, Georgia,
Gainesville,
you know,
yeah,
Tennessee and stuff like that. So I'm surrounded by different coaches, you know. But, you know, they all supported me in my decision-making. They weren't really pressuring me to go this way or that way, you know. You know, you have some that joke around with you and say, man, you need to go to Tennessee or something like that, man. But what they really were saying, man, they were behind me every step of the way. That's why I love my community, man. They behind me through everything, and they really, really supported me with this Arkansas decision.
Chris, before we let you go, man, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't get the origin of Pooh. Where did the nickname Pooh come from? I watched Winnie the Pooh growing up. Like, where did that come from, man?
All right, so crazy story, right? Okay, so I was playing Little League football, right? I was the age of 7. I want to say either 7 or 8, right? So my mom, now this is how it happened. My mom was sitting like in the middle of the crowd. She would always sit in the middle, like right across from the 50. So if you look from the 50, you'll be looking dead in her face. So we were playing a good team, you know, and I ended up catching the interception. So while I caught the interception, I done ran down the sideline. I scored. So it's like everybody on the field got quiet. But I could hear my mom yelling, "That's my Pooh baby right there. That's Pooh right there." So everybody on the field, we young now. So everybody looking around saying, "Who is Pooh? Who is Pooh?" So I ain't saying none of that first. I was just trying to play. I'm like, "Man, I don't know who that is. I don't know who is it." So then she just kept yelling, "Woo, I love you, Pooh." So this was on one of my teammates and I said, "Chris, ain't that your mom?" I said, yeah, man, I'm Pooh, man. I'm Pooh. Man, when I say I got clown for like a month, and you know, it really, that nickname just stuck with me after that.
Oh man, that's a great story.
A good one.
Christopher Pooh, Paul Jr., kind enough to join us this morning. Crisp County High School incoming 2020.
We'll have to keep the poos and the boos separated when you make a big tackle.
So when they're Chris, when you make a tackle at the U of A and you hear what sounds like to be a boo, it's a poo. I promise. They're not. They used to do it. There's a guy. I need you to look this guy up, man. Sam Jabutu. They used to chant that name. Just kind of the shortened, condensed version of that. Look up some of his highlights. I want you to, Chris, before sometime today.
I can't spell it, but
yeah, I can't spell it. Watch 2006, when Arkansas played Alabama. Watch the hit he put on John Parker Wilson and try and get one of those in college, man. We appreciate your time this morning, Chris, and best of luck this upcoming college football season. And glad you chose to be a Hog, man.
Yep.
Oh, no doubt. Like I said, I want to appreciate y'all for really taking the time out to reach out to me to get me on the show. It really means a lot.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to seeing you in Fayetteville.
Oh, no doubt. Go Hogs.